Coming to you live with all the sports action from around the UP. Welcome to Friday Night Frenzy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Frenzy. We begin the Frenzy tonight with two non-conference games. The two schools from below the bridge traveled a combined 700-plus miles one way to play a couple of teams from the Great Northern Conference. We begin tonight in Kingsford, where the Flivers hosted last season's Division III runner-up DeWitt. The Panthers have one of the best quarterbacks in the state, senior Jake Johnson, who has the ball, and he scampers 40 yards, and he's going to Central Michigan next year. Wise decision, young man. Johnson puts the Panthers deep in Kingsford territory, then Ben Heinrichs would bulldoze his way in for 6 from 7 yards out, 7-0 DeWitt. Still in the first quarter, more from Johnson. He keeps the ball in the option and goes right up the gut for 6 more points, 14-0 Panthers. Trailing 20-0, Kingsford would get on the board here on this long 60-yard touchdown pass from Joe Hofer to Austin Stankina. That pulled Kingsford back to within a couple of scores, but DeWitt just too much tonight for the Flivers as they pull away in the fourth for the 41-21 victory. From Dickinson County to Delta County we go, where Escanaba hosted the other team from below the bridge, Traverse City Central. First quarter, 7-0 TCC. Esky quarterback Logan Lamb was looking for anyone. He scrambles to the far side, then comes back to where he eventually started, where he finds Sean Bissell for an Eskimos first down, looking like number 4 from the green and gold back in the day. Later in the drive, Lamb gets behind his big guys up front, and he finds the end zone, pulling the Eskimos to within 7-6. After that, though, TCC took over. Second quarter, Trojans driving. Daniel Euchre takes the handoff, pulls up, throws downfield, and he finds Anthony Cradleville for the 37-yard pitch and catch, 13-6 Trojans. The ensuing extra point, Sean Williams bobbles the snap. He rolls to his right, and he would find the end zone for 2 more points. For the second week in a row, Traverse City Central beats up on a team from the UP, this time 50-14 over Escanaba. The other 2 teams in the GNC were in Wisconsin this evening. Menominee rolled over Milwaukee Riverside 49-6. Marquette won at Grafton 32-20. The Redmen trailed 13-6 at the half. Connor Brazo had the go-ahead touchdown for the Redmen in the third quarter. Back to the highlights in Ishpeming. The Aussies, Corp and Hakkarainen, were warming up for their game against Manistee. That Aussie to Aussie connection works in the first quarter. Third down, Corp airs out to Hakkarainen, who makes the 33-yard grab. On that same drive from the Manistee 8-yard line, Dominic Sardini finds the end zone up the gut, 6-0 Hematites. After the Emeralds went 3 and out, the Hematites would be driving yet again, and they go back to Mr. Stardini, but this time he's stuffed in a hole. Lucas Abram blows up the play in the backfield for a loss of 4. Ishpeming led by 6 after 1. To the second, the Hematites knocking on the door. Aussie Corp keeps the ball. Wise decision there. He finds the end zone for 6 more points as the defending champs cruise 44-12 over Manistee. Just down the road from Ishpeming, John Jessen and the Patriots took on Houghton. Jessen gave Marquise Bajori the play call, and it was a good one. How about number 34 calling up his own number? 35 yards to the house on a toss sweep, and that tied the game at 14. Houghton would gamble late in the quarter on 4th and 7 from their own 35. Ben Clark's pass swatted down there by Mr. Michael Farley. Nice play there by number 88. After the turnover on downs, the Patriots go to the air. Trevor Burke rolls to his right, and he throws into double coverage, but Tristan Vitale comes down with the ball from 19 yards out for another Westwood touchdown, giving the Pats a 21-14 lead. Houghton would go 3 and out, and just before halftime, Brandon Benda from his own 45 makes a cut, follows a block, and Mr. Benda has reservations for 6. A 55-yard touchdown scamper by Benda, and the Patriots are 2-0 after a big-time 52-14 win over Houghton. The Gremlins are 0-2. In the Copper Country, Negaunee escaped Calumet with a 31-22 victory. Ryan Bischoff had 3 touchdown runs, including a 70-yard scamper to ice the game late in the fourth. Paul Jacobson's team moves to 2-0 on the year. And Iron Mountain's stout defense pitched a 35-0 shutout at home against the Model Towners. Just down the road from Iron Mountain, Forest Park, they paid a visit to Norway. First quarter, the Knights with the ball, and on the move, Taylor Bonetti runs the option play. He eventually pitches the ball to Caleb Tinkey, who finds some real estate and picks up the first down for Norway. Later in the drive, Bonetti Back to pass this time. He's going to loft it over the middle where Garrett Bonetti comes down with it. And then Garrett turns on the afterburners. 51 yards in all. That made it 7-0 Norway. After Forest Park's first drive ended with a missed field goal, the Trojans marched right down the field. Lee Graff takes the handoff, and he finds the end zone from 7 yards out to make it 7-6. We go to the two-point conversion. Guess who's getting the ball? Yeah, you got it. Number 2, 4-2, as Graff pounds it in. He had 211 rushing yards off of 30 carries tonight. That's what I call a workhorse. Forest Park took the 8-7 lead. In fact, the Trojans scored 34 unanswered to win it, 34-7. Back to the boards. Forest Park's rival, North Dickinson tonight in Felch, moves to 2-0 after a 28-7 win over Newberry. Munising won 41-6 at North Central. Garrett Blank had 2 touchdowns, and Corey Cody had 3 touchdowns for the Mustangs. To the final football highlight of the night, 1-0 Lance played host to 1-0 West Iron County. First quarter action, the Lycons on the move from the Lance 15-yard line. Austin Schmelbeck finds the seam, and he would score, making it 6-0 West Iron. Later in the quarter, West Iron coughs it up. Michael Anderson in the right spot, right time to pounce on it. However, the Purple Hornets would have to punt. And on that punt, Brandon Olson going to be the recipient of the punt, and he somehow kept his footing there, fakes the handoff to Phil King, and Olson follows his blockers, and he would scamper and run there for a little while, eventually hauled down inside the Purple Hornets' 40-yard line. West Iron led by 6 after the first. To the second, the Wycons go back to that great run game. Jake Polich gets the ball, follows his guard outside, and he would score from 16 yards out. This one was all West Iron County, 54-8, your final. In other scores, Hancock got by Baraga 33-12. Hurley takes down Lakeland and Hubble 28-6. I love that football transition. Ironwood was victorious over Washburn 18-6. And we're going to bring it up, I promise. Rapid River, big-time shutout, 22-0 at Posen. And we've reached, well, halftime on this edition of the Frenzy. There's still plenty of action to get to. Up next, we head to the Copper Country for Day 2 of the Keweenaw Classic. Those highlights are straight ahead on the Frenzy, right here on ABC 10. And welcome back to the Frenzy. Well, volleyball fans have been at Michigan Tech all day taking in action at Day 2 of the Keweenaw Classic Volleyball Tournament. The host Huskies played 2 matches today, the first of which was against Bemidji State. Early in the first set, the Beavers leading 4-2. Rosie Allman leaves it for Lauren Emmert, and look out below here. Bam! That's good. One of 10 kills in the match for Emmert. Still in the first set, Allman is going to run to her left and across the screen. She leaves the ball in perfect position for Aubrey Feisick, who delivers a kill. She had 16 of those to lead the Huskies. Matt Jennings' team stayed right with the Beavers in the opening set. Off the Huskies serve, Bemidji State's Jessica Yost goes for the kill, but Stephanie Dietrich was there for the block. Point to MTU. Aubrey Fissick would deliver a serve that the Beavers could not return. Michigan Tech won the first set 25-22, and the Huskies would go on to win the match in 4 sets today over the Beavers. In other action at the Keweenaw Classic, NMU dropped a 5-set decision to Upper Iowa. The Peacocks, that's a tough name there, won the 5th set 15-13. Lisa Studnicka led the Cats with a game-high 24 kills. In Tech's second game of the day, they also dropped a 5-set decision to the Upper Iowa Peacocks, 15-11 the 5th set. Aubrey Feisick and Lauren Emmert each had 13 kills in the match. The Huskies and Wildcats both play twice. Tomorrow, Tech takes on Winona State at 1 and Minnesota Duluth at 7. NMU battles Bemidji State at 1 and Winona State at 5. In women's soccer today, Michigan Tech fell 2-1 to Winona State in Houghton. Jenna Proctor scored the lone goal for the Huskies, and Northern Michigan lost 1-0 to St. Cloud State on an own goal. Both Tech and NMU are again in action this Sunday. Tigers and Giants still playing tonight. A long rain delay in Detroit for a long time. They just got back going again. The latest from Comerica, San Francisco 7, Detroit 2. That game is in the 5th inning. And yep, that's going to do it for this edition of Friday Night Frenzy. Don't forget, tomorrow night, there's 3 more football games that are sure to keep your attention. NMU opens the season at home against Northwood, Michigan State at Oregon, Michigan at Notre Dame for the final time. Enjoy the weekend of football. Good night.